All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say call Halalyum Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakah Quitash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who have taught me this truth and who rule well in this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel that is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and mercy unto you. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you are the true Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of. You are the true chosen people of the book. All right, so in this lesson, what I want to get into is some few articles. It's going to be an in the news video. All right, so I got an article right here. Apple to unveil Bill Gates digital passport ID in 2026. All right, and what you should know what's going on right now between Israel and Iran. I got this article right here. U.S. embassy in Israel damaged, all right, in Iranian missile strike. All right, so we're going to see what's going to come of this, man. All right, but let's get into it, man. Let's read this article first right here. All right, so U.S. embassy in Israel damaged in Iranian missile strike. All right, and this is June 16, 2025. This is today. All right, it says the U.S. embassy in Tel Aviv was damaged during an Iranian missile blitz not long after Trump had warned he would unleash hell if America was attacked in any way. All right, so we're getting ready to see what's going to come of this, man. We're watching, we're paying attention, see what's going on. All right, it says in a series of updates shared to X, the U.S. ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee, said the embassy suffered minor damage amid the barrage of missiles which rained down on Israel Monday morning. He said there was some minor damage from concussions of Iranian missile hits near embassy branch, but no injuries to U.S. personnel. All right. President Trump had earlier warned that Iran would experience the full strength of the American military if it attacked the U.S. amid the conflict with Israel. Despite reports, he had vetoed Israel's plan to assassinate Iran's supreme leader. He told Tehran that if we are attacked in any way, shape, or form by Iran, the full strength and might of the U.S. armed forces will come down on you at levels never seen before. All right. Meanwhile, U.S. aircraft carrier USS Nimitz is now heading toward the Middle East. All right, as the conflict between Israel and Iran spirals into all-out war. All right, and I go into this all the time, man. This is the plan of the elites to start war, this third world war. All right, by bringing conflict between the Judaism world and the Muslim world. All right, it's called the Albert Piker Mazzini plan, or the Albert Piker Mazzini blueprint, man. All right, it says Iranian missiles rained down on Israel, and that's exactly what you see happen right now, bro. All right, Iranian missiles rained down on Israel in the early hours of Monday, damaging the U.S. embassy as Tehran called for its allies to form an Islamic army to wage war against Tel Aviv. All right, at least 24 Israelis, you see how they call them Israelis? All right, God's chosen people are not Israelis. All right, you're not going to find Israelis throughout the Bible. The Most High's chosen people, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai's chosen people, are Israelites. Okay, not Israelis. All right, and we're going to get into that in a second too as well. All right, at least 24 Israelis were killed and dozens more injured when a barrage of Iranian missiles breached Israel's multi-layered defense system, all right, hitting both Tel Aviv and the port city of Haifa. All right, Now, let's read that again. It says at least 24 Israelis were killed and dozens more injured when a barrage of Iranian missiles, all right, breached Israel's multi-layered defense system, all right. Now, these are not even nuclear missiles, all right, that are being shot off, all right, and in Israel's multi-layered defense system, all right, wasn't able to stop them, right? So imagine when Russia, all right, and Iran invade the land of Israel, all right, dropping nuclear bombs and missiles on it. All right, that's why in Ezekiel the 38th chapter, all right, Israel's known as the land of unwalled villages. All right, because a land without walls is a land without protection. All right, Israel's known as the land of unwalled villages in Ezekiel the 38th chapter because there's not going to be anything that's going to protect. All right, uh, um, uh, there's not going to be any type of missile defense system or anything to protect from Israel getting hit by nuclear destruction, man. All right, that land is getting ready to be invaded, all right, and cleansed with nuclear fire, all right, according to Ezekiel 38 chapter, all right, because that land has to be cleansed before the true Israelites enter into that land. You understand? Okay, which is the Negro, Latino, Native American man, all right, and also the Israelites that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth under the other nations, looking like the other nations. Okay, well, let's keep reading. It says the strikes destroyed homes and residential buildings hours after Israel killed 3 more high-ranking security figures, destroyed Iran's main nuclear facility in Natanz, and raised the prospect of a regime change. All right. So read that again. It says the strike destroyed homes and residential buildings hours after Israel killed 3 more high-ranking security figures, destroyed Iran's main nuclear facility in Natanz, and raised the prospect of a regime change. Iranians have been filmed shouting anti-regime slogans from windows and rooftops in Tehran and Karaj, according to independent media, with chants said to include death to the dictator and death to Khomeini. All right. More than 220 Iranians have been killed and 1,200 injured, according to authorities. And Israeli strikes, you see, they keep using the word Israeli, all right, and Israeli strikes have continued to hit the country since Friday, all right, but Iran has shown no signs of backing down, all right, signaling its intention to involve allies in waging war against its arch foe by forming an Islamic army and threatening to leave the Jewish state uninhabitable. All right. Now, you see, as it keeps using the word Israeli, right? God's chosen people are not Israelis, bro. The people in the land, all right, of Israel today, they're known as Israelis, man. God's chosen people are not Israelis. All right, the Most High chosen people, all right, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai's chosen people are Israelites. All right, you're going to see Israelites all throughout the Bible, man. You're not going to see Israeli in the Bible, man. All right, so when you look it up, I even asked Google this too, but I even went to Chat GPT, man. All right, ask AI. All right, it says right here, I said, what is the difference between an Israeli and an Israelite? All right. So it says Israeli, all right, refers to a citizen of the modern state of Israel, which was established in 1948. It goes to show you, because they did not enter into that land until 1948, man. The people in the land of Israel today, man. All right. That's why we call them the 1948ers. All right. Refers to a citizen of the modern state of Israel. All right. Israeli citizens can be of various ethnic and religious backgrounds. You see, Jewish, Arab, Muslim, Christian. All right. And the Most High only has one chosen people, one chosen nation. All right. So how is it an Israeli, all right, can be of someone of another nation, or any nation? All right. Israelites is only one people. The people that descend from Israel, man. The nation of Israel is only one people. The Israelites. You see? All right. Then you go to Israelite, right? It says refers to the member of the ancient tribes of Israel. Yeah, because if you're an Israelite, all right, because the word ite at the end of a word means son of. So if I'm an Israelite, that means I'm a son of Israel, all right, which means I'm a son of Jacob. I descend from Jacob because Jacob's name got changed to Israel when he wrestled an angel, all right. Jacob, all right, or Israel had 12 sons, right? And those sons became tribes, all right. So if you descend from Jacob or Israel, that means you're an Israelite because you descend from a man, all right. You're a son of Israel, all right. You descend from Israel, which that was the name of a man, all right, which was Jacob, all right. His name got changed to Israel when he wrestled the angel. That's where the name Israel comes from, all right. When he wrestled an angel, man, Jacob, all right, refers to the members of the ancient tribes of Israel, the descendants of Jacob. You see? All right. Also called Israel, yeah, because his name got changed to Israel. So if I descend from Israel, that means I'm an Israelite. All right, a son of Israel. All right. In Hebrew Bible or Old Testament, all right, historical religious identity refers to the people of the united monarchy under Saul, David, Solomon, all right, and later divided into two divided and later the divided kingdoms Israel and Judah. All right, the Israelites wandered in the desert for 40 years after the exodus from Egypt. All right, that's scriptural. All right, so this is what an Israelite is. All right, refers to the members of the ancient tribes of Israel, the descendants of Jacob. All right, that's what an Israelite is. If you descend from a man named Jacob, all right, Israel. All right, come on, man. The Lord's chosen people aren't Israelis, bruh. You're not going to see Israelis in the scriptures. All right, so now let's go into this article right here. Apple to unveil Bill Gates' digital passport ID. All right, in 2026, everything is moving towards the what? The MOTB, the mark of the beast. All right, everything becoming digital through gradualism. Everything is already digital. All right, but more and more and more. All right, is bro, they're making this a completely tech society, man. A completely digitalized society, man. All right. All right, that's why people don't even pay with cash no more, bro. You see everybody paying with their debit card, their credit card, their phone, with their Apple Pay, their Google Pay. All right. You don't see people using cash like that. All right. That they're what's that word? They're conditioning people to not use cash no more. So when the MOTB gets ushered in and made mandatory, all right, people are not gonna have a problem with it. They just think it's gonna be another step towards an advancement in society, these dumbass people out here, man. These sheep out here, man. All right, it says Apple is set to launch a groundbreaking digital passport ID. All right, featured in Apple Wallet. All right, developed in collaboration with Bill Gates. Of course, Bill Gates is behind this, man. And Bill Gates is another one, a damn devil, man. All right, it says to be unveiled in 2026, announced at the recent Worldwide Developers Conference. This feature will enable users to securely store and present digital passports for select domestic travel and identity verification. All right. It says the iOS 26 update rolling out this fall marks one of Apple's most significant advancements, integrating passport-based digital identification into Apple Wallet. All right. This innovation aims to streamline travel and verification processes, offering a secure, user friendly solution for managing identity on the go. You see how they always try to make it sound convenient, all right? With far reaching implications for digital security and convenience, all right? Apple emphasizes that the feature is not a replacement for physical passport, but it will function as an official ID, all right, at participating transportation security administration checkpoints and in apps that require proof of age or identity. All right, the TSA confirms its readiness to accept digital passports for security screening on domestic flights. All right, according to Apple, all right, the end-to-end encryption ensures that passport data is secure and never leaves the device without explicit user content. All right, information is stored on iPhone's secure enclave. Uh, the same hardware backed storage used for sensitive data like Apple Pay and health records. Face ID or Touch ID is also required for every use of the digital passport. All right. Let's keep reading. It says privacy advocates express reservations over a digital first approach. The company envisions this as the next step toward a frictionless digital ecosystem where identity, navigation, and travel logistics are handled seamlessly, all right, with a single device. All right? Yeah, all right. Everything at your hands. All right? Man, all right. But as digital credentials grow more capable and more accepted, all right, privacy advocates warn of potential trade-offs. All right. It says it says embedding identity tools, all right, in these conveniences risk masking the deeper issue, all right? The transition from physical autonomy to digital traceability, all right? As digital ID becomes more embedded in daily infrastructure, the distinction between voluntary use and de facto requirement continues to erode. Exactly, bro. Exactly, bro. Little by little it becomes mandatory. All right? You know, it says Ken McCone wrote in his article for Reclaim the Net. All right, the question is no longer whether digital ID will be part of daily routines, but how far its reach will extend once it becomes normalized on millions of phones. All right. It says similarly, all right, Alexis Hancock of the Electronic Frontier Foundation expressed reservations about the implications of a digital first approach to identity documentation. All right. In an email statement, Hancock highlighted, all right, concerns that such integration may overlook scenarios where individuals prefer not to tie their identity documentations into their devices. The main privacy concerns I have is how digital first will overlook scenarios in the near future where people don't want to tie identity documentation to their devices if they do not wish to, she wrote. It says Hancock acknowledged the convenience, all right, of the feature. All right, you see, they try to make everything sound convenient, you know. All right, and that's how it is with the that's how it is going to be with the MOTB. You're never going to lose your money. All right, your medical records going to be on there. Your ID is going to be on there. All right, something happens to you, we can find you, know where you are, you know, you know. All right, I want people. What was I reading? It says Hancock acknowledged the convenience of the feature, but warned that TSA or other enforcement entities might overstep with this technology. All right, I want people to have nice things, but there's a lot of factors in a digital first world that we have to consider at each step, she concluded. All right. So yeah, man. All right, to let you know what's going on, man. All right, everything just one step closer. All right, one step closer. All right, to the MOTB. All right, gradualism, man. All right, and to let you know, also know what's going on. All right, this is in the news prophecy watch type video, man. All right, so Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. All right, to keep you in the know. All right, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Ratazah. This lesson was edifying. Okay, all right. So with that being said, I want to say call Halalyum Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakar Quitash. All right. So on to the next one. Shalom, shalom.